So we're talking about in this series, we're talking about things that have burned us, that have hurt us. And I'm going to title today, Stop Holding It. When you are putting something in the oven and your arm hits it and it gets burned, you don't keep it there. Oh, that hurt. You jerk it, right? Whenever you face something in your life, and thank you musicians, thank you Dream Team, I love y'all so much, thank y'all media, thank y'all man. I got the greatest people on the planet serving here, thank you, thank you. But a lot of times in life what we do is, in the natural, when something breaks us, then we run from it. I ain't never gonna love again. I ain't never gonna go to church and serve again. I'm never gonna put myself out there again. Because in the natural, it didn't really burn us to give us a reaction. What it did was, it hurt us over time. See, heartbreak, betrayal, it's an over time situation. If your neighbor hurts you, it ain't the same as somebody at your church that you have served. You have served that pastor 24/7 for 13 years. That pastor kept telling you that you're going to get to go, I'm going to elevate you, I'm taking you with me. And they kept bringing other people in, putting other people in those places. Y'all never had a conversation. And so now you're walking through life mad and never put your gifts to work again because you're afraid that the same abandonment and betrayal that you've seen before is going to happen again. Or maybe you're a strong woman. And your mama was strong, and your mama ran off every man. So now you just like, oh, I ain't never. I don't even like women because, I was friends with women before and now. And not knowing that thing in you that's making you not like women is because you've got a gift to carry women. You're a women igniter. You need to love women because you're going to be a revolutionary leader for women, a trailblazer for women. So whatever area in your life that you don't like, usually the loudest area, the one you letting us know about all the time. I don't need no man. You want one so bad you can't stand it. I don't need no friends. You want friends so bad you can't stand it. You on Tinkerbell.com, eHarmony, you got profiles on every page because you want friends so bad, but it's because you can look behind the screen because they ain't getting close enough. So you can pretend who you want to be behind the screen. But in order to be face-to-face means I got to let you have a piece of me that could potentially hurt me. And so I'd rather never, ever allow you to hurt me, right? So in this series, this is the second week, all throughout on Wednesday nights, y'all cannot miss our Unfiltered. Wednesday nights, I'm bringing our congregation together, and we're talking to people that have literally walked through church hurt. Alexis gave a powerful word on Wednesday night about walking through church hurt and how she spun that thing around. And then we had our other Letitia, and we had Tariq, and we had Eliza the week before that. And this coming week, we got pastors talking about how the church hurt just slips in. And it's delivering people all over the world on Wednesday nights. Don't miss it. Go back and watch the replays if you're working. But during this series, I want you to understand that many people have been burned by other churches members. They've been burned by leaders. Pain has taken over their hearts, and it's confused them. And what ends up happening whenever you allow something not to heal, it's like these Sour Patch Kids. These Sour Patch Kids. Anybody like Sour Patch Kids in here? I'm a whole child. I'm 2. I love Twizzlers. I gained 40 pounds because of it. I can't even eat this. I don't even want this now. God has delivered me from sugar. I could eat this whole. In fact, I had these in my pantry. Who knew I was going to need it as a church illustration? But pain makes you do crazy things. Pain, hurt from the past makes you gossip. It's the law of draw. Pain attracts pain. You sit by the pain people. You go eat with all the painful people, right? And here's the problem. When all of y'all used to congregate together, and then all of a sudden everybody got healed but you, and then all of a sudden nobody wants to hang out with you no more, because once you get healed, you realize the price you paid for the peace. And so now you're all alone and not understanding why you're alone. It's because everybody's getting healed in your circle, but you ain't. And so therefore you have to leave again with church hurt, because instead of getting it together, you allowed it to brew, and hurt, and it becomes like these Sour Patch Kids. These things right here will make your mouth literally where you ain't got no taste buds left. And for some reason, we won't quit eating them. We will sit and it's almost like salt and vinegar chips. Y'all ever had salt and vinegar chips? Yes. It would just keep eating them. And then the next morning, we're like, why did you just keep eating them? It's because that's what happens when you hold on to something that is not good for you. It's addicting. It's the same thing with liquor. Same thing with drugs. Same thing with cigarettes. Oh, I'm just a social smoker. And then all of a sudden, you in your car by yourself smoking. Right? Anything that is not good for you, the enemy cannot touch you, so he starts opening those areas in you, and he gravitates people into your life that will feed to those things, whether it's Sour Patch Kids, or whether it's cigarettes, or whether it's relationships that are toxic, whatever it is. And the enemy will always make sure that whatever is your weakness, he will bring that many people in your life to feed the weakness. Let's look at Ephesians 4. We're going to read Ephesians 4:15. And I'm going to probably go to 32. Let's start at 15. It says, instead, we will speak the truth in love. Now, what ends up happening when you don't let things go is you end up hardened. And then what comes out of your mouth is hard, right? And then if you're really a good person inside, but you're just caught up in the messiness, you ain't anointed no more, you're messy. Messy and anointed don't go together, right? Oil and vinegar don't go together. Pitiful, powerful don't go together. Faith, fear don't go together. You got to choose one, right? Same thing here. It's saying, instead, we will speak in love, growing in every area, every way, more and more like Christ, who is the head of the body, the church. He makes the whole body fit together perfectly. As each part does its own special work, it helps the other parts grow. That's why you got to get together, because those connected to you are supposed to be growing under you. As each part does its own special work, it helps the other parts grow, so that the whole body is healthy and growing and full of love. Verse 17 says, with the Lord's authority, I say this, live no longer as the Gentiles did, or as they do, for they are hopelessly confused. Their minds are full of brokenness. They wander far from the life God gives them because they have closed their minds and hardened their hearts again against Him. They have no sense of shame. They live for lustful pleasures and eagerly practice every kind of impurity. But that isn't what you learned about Christ. Since you have heard about Jesus and have learned the truth that comes from Him, throw off all your old sinful nature and your former way of life, which is corrupted by lust and deception. Verse 23 says, instead, let the Spirit renew your thoughts and attitudes. Put on your new nature, created to be like God, truly righteous and holy. 25 says, so stop telling lies. Stop telling lies. Let us tell our neighbors the truth. See, Kim, I told you. I'm just telling them the truth. But how you saying it? What? How you saying it? Because delivery is everything. Stop telling lies. Let us tell our neighbors the truth, for we are all parts of the same body. And don't sin by letting anger control you. This is me. Take it or leave it. We all leaving it. It says, don't let the sun go down while you are angry, for anger gives a foothold to the devil. If you are a thief, quit stealing. If you can work and you ain't, you're getting unemployment. Y'all ain't coming back, are you? Y'all not coming back. You getting Medicaid, but yet you can. Now, I know that stuff's there for a reason. If you need it, you need it. I ain't saying that. You ain't tithing. You gossiping. Just makes more and more. And we wonder why our lives are not being blessed. Because we're holding on to all of this stuff, and it's breaking us down, and the enemy is telling us, you can't do it, you ain't good enough, there's nothing in you that's going to conquer this thing. If you let go of this help, then what if you get over here and this don't work out? And so now all of a sudden, all of our faith is gone. And we're sitting here with all of these things rubbing the pit of our stomach with ulcers and pain and fibromyalgia and high blood pressure and and sugar diabetes, and we're not sleeping at night, and it's making us tired, and we're just getting in one relationship after the other. All of them are broken. Everybody's broken. We all fit together, though, because we're all broken, bitter, and angry. We don't know any different because I refuse to let this go. He says, get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander, as well as all types of evil behavior. Instead, be kind to each other, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, just as God, through Christ, has forgiven you. That's what this pandemic has done. It is literally, that's what a divorce does. When I went through my divorce and I had to move back with my mom and daddy and I had to go get a job at Belt making $9 an hour and I hated people, I had a choice. I'm gonna walk to that job, and I did it every day for a whole year until I finally figured out if I complain, I'm remaining, because life and death are in the power of my words. This is where I'm at. It stinks. I hate it, and the only way out of this is to climb out of the pit. I can stay here and barely make it for the rest of my life, because that's what life will do. Life will give you the little bitty that you want to work for, and as much as you want to just sit and settle in your pain, in your brokenness, life will do it. We will keep giving you what you need, just enough to get by. But God is over here saying, no, I made you as my counterpart. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead lives in you. He says the King of Kings. That means you are a king if he's a king. That means you are royal priesthood if he is royal priesthood. Why? Because he lives in you. Yeah. He owns the cattle of them. That means when you walk into a room, everything changes. That means your friends are blessed because you're blessed. That means your kids might be acting trifling today, but tomorrow they coming up and they gonna come out too, and you ain't even worried about the process. That's good. Because why? Well, he is, I am. He and me, I and him. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. That's why you ain't got to run from the devil. The devil look under his bed every night to see if you're under there. But what are you doing to cultivate it? See, you can't cultivate what you're not spending time with. That's why some of y'all's relationships go to hell when your kids move out, because you ain't cultivated it. Right? I love y'all, man. Y'all like, girl, I'm leaving. I promise to God, if you listen to me, I'm giving you tools that will make you literally go from here to here. I promise you it works, because it's happened in my life. I never preach anything that I ain't walked out. So what are we going to do today? We're going to release gossip. We're going to release maturity. We're going to release. Say, I'm releasing. I'm going to stop holding on to things that don't help me grow. Say it. Say it. What's making you the way you are? What your daddy said about you? You ain't never going to amount to nothing. Yo, ex, ain't nobody going to ever love you as much as I did. Good. Your teacher say, you ain't never going to be qualified. Why you over here paying her bills now because she's working for you? You ain't crying about the doors that closed. Why? You buying the whole doggone building. Why? Because my daddy is the boss. My daddy's a goat. Stop holding attitudes. Stop holding anger. Stop holding on to people that ain't holding on to you. Well, what would Jesus do? Well, he told Peter, get thee behind me, demon. Why? Because Peter was saying, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. Something that, you ain't got to get on that cross. You ain't got to. Sometimes you got to tell people that are trying to talk you out of your future. Oh, no. You got kids. Oh, stay right here. Oh, they need to see me struggling for the rest of my life. My kids saw me broken. My boys knew I was living at my mom and daddy's and couldn't buy cheese with my credit. My kids watched me being able to buy them anything they wanted. In a $500,000 house with a Mercedes. At 36 years old, I lost it all. Even my mind. And I'm laying in that bed and I made a decision. I can be mad at my exes. I can be mad at all these preachers, y'all. Or I can get up. My boys need me to get up. Y'all, I remember at 36 years old when I had to move back in with my mom and daddy and my marriage of 18 years ended, I was already going to hell on a slip and slide because, you know, saints are the fastest to put you in hell when something don't work out. Okay. For 18 years, man, I loved this man's guts. He looked like my sons. Hubba, hubba, hubba. But because we were living in Portland, Oregon, and we were working for a mega ministry, and this mega ministry was all the way in Portland, which was 4 hours by flight back to my mama, and I was a mama's girl and a daddy's girl. And this pastor calls us from Orlando and says, God has told me that y'all need to come back to Orlando and start a church, a second location. And we were like, that is God. We didn't pray about it or nothing. That is God. He knew. He knows my name. He knows my desire. We pack our U-Haul and we move back to Orlando, Florida. We bring 2 families with us, our kids. We pull up in the city on 100. Oh, we did it. We are now moving from worship pastors to pastoring. We pull into the city and call the pastor and he says, what do y'all want? I said, whoa, whoa, what do you mean? What do we want? We're pastoring your second location. I don't know what you're talking about. Basically, he had changed his mind. I watched my ex go into depression. And to this day, has never walked back into a church. Preacher's kid. Preacher's kid. The difference was when I moved back into my mom and daddy's house and I had no cheese, I couldn't buy nothing. I couldn't buy my kids even a haircut. I had a decision because that woman on that front row said, you are not them. If you don't forgive, you turn out to be who hurt you. I could have held on to what they did to me, or I could realize rejection's God's protection. If God was working behind the scenes the whole time. Because if I would have if those situations would have happened, I would never be traveling 50 weeks out of the year. All week I'm traveling. I wouldn't have the passion to get up on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and pray for hundreds of thousands of people. I wouldn't have this passion. I wouldn't have had to go get a job at Bloomingdale's. I wouldn't have ever fell in love with people because I hated people. But with those one-on-one contacts, I started realizing that I would have never had any of this. I would not even know who Jesus is if it weren't for me losing everything. Now, when I look at a single mama or a single daddy that's having to start back over again, I can look at them. I ain't even got to open my mouth. They're just like, man, there's something on that woman I want. Why? Because I was crushed at my mom and daddy's house. And I had a choice. I can let church hurt take me out. I can let abandonment take me out. Or I can let it take me over. I can let it. I had rejection upon rejection in that season. People walked out that told me they wouldn't walk out. People were talking about me and had no idea what I was walking through. Church people were gossiping about me. And in that season, I heard God say, live so no one believes it, and I'll vindicate you. I was a clapback queen. I would hurt you, destroy you before you hurt me. I built these walls in my life that were keeping out my blessing. I was letting somebody that goes to the bathroom like me, wakes up with bedhead like me, decide my future. The same God that literally created 7.7 billion people in this world. All of us with different fingerprints. Some of us with big butts, some of us with no butts. We all got different fingerprints. He did it. But yet we'll let a human being that's broken, hurt hurt people hurt people. The enemy don't want you to ever see your value. Limitless is growing. You know what this pandemic has done? This pandemic has gotten so many people divided. This election got so many people divided. The color of our skin, man, people are fighting just to be fighting. Why? Because pain's addicting. Oh, I can't go to your page because your page makes me feel some sort of way. I quit following. I just hit unfollow Kim because you made me so mad telling me to get up. So what did you do? Oh, I went over here to that page, bashing husband page, because it made me feel better. God was saying, get up. Get up. Y'all listen to what this scripture right here says. It says, before I tell the scripture, let me just tell you this. Everything that is said must be true. But everything that is true must not be said. When I leave, I want to make sure everybody else don't like you too. And because I'm messy in here, I go over here. Hurt people, but heal people. And once you get healed, I can't hang around with you no more because you're spending your presence. Well, what would Jesus do? Jesus, he healed me. It's you can't be mad at me for cutting you off when you had the same opportunity to grow with me. That's why when you're married and your marriage is in trouble, don't be hanging out with a bunch of disgruntled single women. Girl, leave him. Talk to the girl, you should give him the silent treatment. She ain't never kept nobody. She ain't got nobody. You're over here asking people how to swim that's drowning. But why? Because we attract. Listen to this. Words can bring life or death in every relationship. Hurtful words can tear apart relationships between families, friends, and even an entire church. Gossip hurts the person that it talks about. It says in Proverbs 16:28, a troublemaker plants seeds of strife. Gossip separates the best of friends. Y'all, there was a whole dude named Job. And I'm going to do this really quick. There was a whole dude named Job that did nothing wrong. Maybe you did nothing wrong. You're carrying a wound around and you didn't do nothing wrong. You can't control the wound, but you can control what you do with it. You can bleed on people that didn't cut you, or you can let God heal every broken piece and then begin to pull people out of hell that's walking through what you walked through. It says in Job 19:19, all of my intimate friends, this was Job, all of my intimate friends detest me. Those I love have turned against me. See, Job was a man who served God with all of his might. He was very successful in life. And I'm sure people would have said that. God had definitely opened the windows of heaven over his life. He had friends, he had family. He was the richest man in his region. He probably tithed, ate right, went to the gym. He had cattle, sheep, an abundance of everything. Then Satan was allowed to touch him. Well, why would you serve God like that? If the same God is made in him, why would God let that happen? Because he was showing God was making a point. That's what he's doing that's what he did in my life. That's how come every time something's happened in my life, I don't go lay down. I'm like, Dad, well, you ain't learned yet? Are you kidding me? Oh, you're going to do this in front of the whole world? Oh, you're going to make me look stupid in front of the whole world while everybody's watching? Oh, I'm the T all over the media? Oh, really? Oh, you think this is what's going to shut me up? Let's rumble. Because the harder I fall, the higher I bounce. That's what Job was saying. God knew Job was going to get back up again. Satan was allowed to touch everything he owned, but not his body. Can some of y'all relate to that? Lost everything. How many times? How many times? Then this pandemic came and he fell again, right? And one day he loses all of his animals, his servants, even his children. Job still did not turn against God. And Satan was asked if he could touch his life. Job then all of a sudden gets covered with sores, and even his wife asked him, why don't you just curse God and die? Some of y'all, the closest thing to you has even decided to try to talk you out of your destiny. Why don't you just curse? He ain't come through for you, Samantha. I told you he wasn't going to come through for you. I told you you were a mockery. Some of y'all walking it right now. And you know what? Why don't you curse God and die? You know what Job said to her? You speak like a foolish woman. Of course, Job was devastated. Even when Job reached out to his friends, they also turned against him. They started to judge him, knowing that he must have sinned. That's what hurts, doesn't it? When the people you thought was your ride or dies, that's the ones that really hurt you. That's the ones that still got you bitter 48 years later. How dare they not know me for real? How you gonna believe what they said about me? Y'all, that's the hardest thing ever, is whenever people that know you, that's eating with you, that's been there giving you flowers when you were sick, they know you. They know your integrity. They know your character. They know you. They've seen you in the pit, and then all of a sudden, they go with the rest of the flock and believe. And God is over here saying, live so nobody believes it, I'll vindicate you. Don't you open your mouth. Watch your heart. Oh, I can't. It's easier said than done. Job experienced unbelievable stress and loss, and more than most of us ever will. And in trying to cope with the bad news, he invited all of these people over, and it got worse. It kept getting worse. It kept getting worse. And they kept telling him, you must deserve this. They gossiped about him. They talked behind his back. They said all sorts of bad things, yet Job kept his faith. Those of us who have been hurt by unwholesome talk should take comfort in knowing this. God's going to spank them. He going to spank their bottoms. That's why you ain't got to clap back and stop your blessing. God's going to get them. Well, I don't see them getting them. You don't know. They probably ain't sleeping at night. They probably got bulls on their behind. You may never see it. That's why you can't worry about it. That's why you shouldn't be stalking them. That's why you shouldn't care what they're doing. When God moves them, well, I'm just waiting for them to be in my front row because God said that he's going to put my enemies in my front seat. Well, he ain't going to do it as long as you're waiting for him to do it. He's saying you got to keep it moving. And then while you're moving, while you're healing, he's putting your face on billboards right next door to their house. He is opening doors that no man can shut. He has given you book deals when they called you stupid your whole life. He's bringing a bow chicka, wow, wow. A man with full of hair. Why, his bald-headed tail is over there. He's bringing you a wife that'll cook for you, sir, that'll bless you, that'll pray over you, while she's over here messing somebody else's life up. You gotta let it go and let God, like Elsa says, let it go, let it go. Hand me my bag. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go, maybe. Maybe I'm letting it go. I'll just hold on to this. This unforgiveness, I deserve this because they really hurt me. I'm just going to hold this and sleep with it at night and caress this unforgiveness. Go up to the front and pray for God to deliver me. Pastor Kim, pray for me in this. Can you pray for somebody at the altar? Yes. I'm praying. But I can't let this go because I'm allowed to have this because this hurt really bad and I can't forgive it. This unforgiveness. But now they're talking to that person that hurt me. Now I have unforgiveness here and unforgiveness here. All of a sudden, I look and they're being blessed by God and I ain't blessed yet. She's been married 4 times. I can't even be married. I'm mad at God now. Oh, She got another book deal. I can't even get one book deal. She's so nasty. I'm so much better than her. Oh, I can't. I'm just gonna, all this bitterness and anger and unforgiveness and hurt. Oh. No. I can't let it go. I can't. I will go to church and study and try to let it go. You don't touch my balloons. Don't you. No. What if you hurt me? What if you do? I can't. No. Don't. Put that up here. I'll hold it myself. You know, put it under my chin. I can't let it go. I can't. That's mine. That's mine too. You don't know what they did to me. They told me they were gonna give me a promotion. They told me that I was gonna be the next executive pastor. They brought somebody else in because they looked better. I didn't look the part. I'm just gonna go home. I just need some help, and I don't want you to help me, because if I let you help me, you might hurt me. No. I can't let it go. I can't. Oh, it just feels so much better. I feel so much lighter. Oh, but what if you tell somebody? What if you go tell the prayer team to pray for me, and you tell them exactly what I've told you? I'm going to know if you did. I'm never going to speak to you again. No. Okay. God is bringing you people into your life that will help you unpack. He's saying, I got plans to bless you and not harm you, give you a future and a hope. You ain't got to carry your balloons. See, if you carry all of these balloons, and then all of a sudden, me and Mimi come together, and she's trying to help me, but I won't let go of one of these balloons that I've been addicted to my whole life. If she comes and we get too close, then all of a sudden, I'm going to pop her balloon. Ugh. Then we just keep popping. You're so good, Mimi. So I'm bleeding on people that didn't cut me. And there's a calling of God on your life, Limitless. Stand up. Mimi, you a hoe. You should have done drama. She cried and everything. What is it? What did your daddy do? What did that old church do? Don't touch my balloons. Taking my balloons and I'm going home with my... I don't share my candy and I don't share my food. I'm never opening my heart. And you know what ends up happening, y'all? As you walk through this world and you don't even get to laugh. It took me till I was in my 40s to finally get, I am so free. Because if you don't get free and you got your balloons, the enemy will make sure everybody on Instagram's talking about you. All of a sudden, you'll get healed and then you'll go right back. all of a sudden you were so addicted to that man, and all of a sudden that man, I had somebody the other day send me an email. They were like, I am so mad. I said, why? They said, because my ex got married and didn't even tell me. Why was he supposed to tell you? Y'all are not married. Well, I have his kids. He still didn't have to tell you. But because she never healed, she's still holding offense, and that offense pops balloons. You were in control of letting go of what they did to you. You have to. But I can't, Kim. Then you'll go through life popping your balloon every other day, and God only gives you one life. You're not going to come back as a dog. And I don't know about you, but in this life, JJ, I want to be a revival carrier. I don't want to be guarded. Limitless needs you. You should make it a point to get up and go to church. Well, I ain't driving to your church. It's in Egypt. We are. But we need you. You have no idea what God's going to do in the next few months here. We may move to other campuses. But we need you. The world needs you. Your job needs you. What has God called you to do, but you won't do it because you're fearing? Maybe your yes is what's going to open the windows of heaven for the remainder of your life. What balloons do you need to release today? Who's been sent to help you and you won't let them? If you're in this room today and you say, Kim, I've been holding some balloons. I've been carrying some stuff around from my past that hurts. Maybe it's even forgiveness for yourself. When you get to the right place around the right tribe, they don't hold stuff against you. They will let you act like you on crack one day and then glorified the next day. You hear me? Not all churches are going to hurt you. This church right here, we accept you. We accept everybody. And we promise you, if you come in smelling like pot, you can sit by me. Because my job is to love the hell out of you. The hell, you get it? The hell. I'm either going to scare the hell out of you, or I'm going to love the hell out of you. You don't like to hug, you're going to be so uncomfortable here, but before you know it, you're going to be hugging everybody. That's what we do in this church. God's protected this church. All through the COVID, everything, we are blessed. So if you're in this place and you feel like you've been stuck and you've lost your way and you don't know where you fit, but today, you're letting the balloon down. You are not a misfit. You are not invisible. And anything the enemy's telling you that goes against God's word, which says that He has made you a masterpiece, that you are a genius, that He's got plans to bless you and not harm you. If you've got that lack mentality on you, and today you say, I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I'm letting my balloons go. Whatever your balloon is, but you say, today I'm making a commitment. Lift up your hand. Today I'm making a commitment. Some of y'all got balloons. Y'all got balloons. Man, our first service, balloons everywhere. Come on, lift your hand up. Don't get your hand ain't weighing 9,000 pounds. Y'all like this. I'm letting a balloon go today. If I'd have had my way, I would have let balloons go, but we got some people on our staff that's worried about the ozone. But what is it today that you need to release? Your daddy, your mama, your ex, your child, the grief from death? Today, you got to decide, God, I'm going to help you, help me. I'm going to get up today and I'm going to help you, help me. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to stop looking behind me. I'm not going to stay back here looking. I'm not even going to stalk them on Facebook no more. I'm going to get connected to Limitless. I'm going to get in the inner circle. I'm going to do something where I got people that are like, girl, put it down. I'm going to be like a stove. My hand touches it. I'm going, No. So if this is you today, I want you to lift your hands as high as you can. I say, Father, I release it. Father, I love you. I love you so much. I give you permission to move in my heart. Lord, if there's anything that is petty, that is sad, that is broken, I lay it at your feet. What is it you're laying at his feet right now? Say it. What is it? Maybe it's marriage problems. Maybe it's sadness, brokenness. What do you say? You got to lay it. Say, God, say it audibly. What are you laying at God's feet? I'm laying the worry down. I'm laying the fear down. God knows exactly where you are, Limitless. What balloon are you laying down today? We here at Limitless are saying, here, I got you. I got you. I will hold you. I will pray with you. We'll go to Dave and Buster's together. You're trying to get over that love? Let's go hang out. I'll be a friend. So say, Father, it is done. It is done. I'm moving forward. Period. I'm moving forward. My best days are in front of me. Nothing I've lost is greater than what's coming. So depression, flee. Oppression, flee. Sleeplessness, flee. Misery, flee. Flee. Negativity, flee. You can't live here. I don't live here anymore. Now, when people bring up your past, all you got to do is remind them, I don't live there no more. I sold the whole building. I don't live there no more. I don't even know whose stuff that is. I never owned a tweed negative couch. I never had those negative shoes on my feet. I never was outspoken. I ain't that person no more, because once I came to know Jesus, all old things have passed away and he's made things new in my life. Come on, man, I like you. He's made things new. Husband and wives, when y'all start to bring something up from each other's past, no. Wrap your arms around each other, start kissing all over their face. We're moving forward. We're not moving behind, we're moving forward. I believe. Come on, look at your neighbor, say, I believe in you. Come on, look at your neighbor, tell them. Somebody needs to hear that. Mean it, look in their eyeballs. Be intent. Look in their eyeballs. Say, I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in your future. I believe in your destiny. You ain't who they say you are. You're who God says you are. You are a best-selling author. You're going to own your own company. You're going to live in a house you ain't going to rent. You're going to own. Your kids are going to see you break generational curses. You ain't pitiful. You're powerful. Y'all believe it? You believe it online? Okay, here's what we're about to do. Come on. Y'all ready? Come on. We're about to get this charge we need. As we walk out and somebody gets at the light and goes real slow, we just gonna pray instead of shooting a bird. Y'all hear me? We ain't gonna fight. This is the extra dose of Holy Ghost we need. Are you ready? This is about to be your charge. On the count of 3, I want you to give God a yes. The yes is, I'm moving forward. I'm not going back. I'm moving forward. I ain't mad at you no more. I ain't gonna drink a bottle of wine for you no more. I'm moving forward. Y'all ready? On the count of 3, scare your neighbor's eyebrows off her face. 1, 2, 3. Okay. There's some of y'all didn't get the memo. So this is your chance. You don't want to miss this. This is letting the devil know you lost it. You should have taken me out before I tuned into this broadcast. You should have taken me out before I walked up in Limitless. Because I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I want the world to know. You ready? It's my season. It's my destiny. It's my week for breakthrough. It's my week for game-changing anointing. It's my week. I'm getting up and I'm leaving everything behind me. I'm gonna boss this single mama season. I'm gonna boss this single season. I'm about to be healed from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. I shall not live